It's 6:56. We got a medium-sized day today. I got to pack. Flight leaves tomorrow at 6:30 a.m., so I'll take you along packing. I got to do a little shoot for a lead gen for a client. We're doing like gentle body movement and singing. And then I'm going to meet my friend Hatham. He is a clothes designer. I met Hatham at the gym. I just found out that his shop is just over here. So I'm gonna take you along, see what happens. Got to get my coffee. It's also St. Patrick's Day, and I'm wearing this green sweater. Now, I wear this green sweater every single day because it's my morning sweater. But it's from Ostrom Chemical. My dad used to work there, and when he retired, he got a whole bunch of swag, and now I got a whole bunch of swag. So happy St. Patrick's Day. You know it's spring because the spiders are starting to come out. Are you guys spider killers, or are you release them? I'm always conflicted because I don't know where to put them in my house. Like I don't have like a good spot to like put a spider in my house. And if I kill it, I feel bad. But if I throw it outside, it's still cold and I don't know what's gonna happen to it. So I don't wish it luck, everybody. Going away. Going outside. If you guys do rescue your spiders, it's safe to say I can just throw this in the trash, right? Melt this right down, burn it, touch a spider. Ew. This is my suitcase. I think I got it secondhand, or it was given to me. Can't really remember. I am an overpacker for socks and underwear. So if I think I need 5, bring like 7. Here we go. I got these Christmas socks at a thrift store. They're reading socks. They're Christmassy, but I now wear them all year round. Probably one of the only items I haven't thrifted. These are Mountain Warehouse pants. I don't think I'm gonna need these. Better to have it and not need it. Actually, what am I talking about? I don't need those. All right, I'm on my way to meet my friend Hatham, but first I gotta get a coffee. So we're gonna go down to Heritage Roasters, one of my favorite coffee places in Calgary near my area. I go to a City of Calgary gym. I've gone to a lot of other gyms and facilities, and a lot of the times you go there and people, they want attention, but they don't want to talk to you. You know, they got their phones out, they're doing their serious workouts, but everyone's got headphones on. At the City of Calgary gym, it's not always like that. There's a lot of people like that who would prefer their privacy. But it's a great place for community, and people are in there and you're kind of sharing like what types of workouts you're gonna do and how you're gonna do them. And I met Hatham there, and Hatham, he works in my community. He is a designer. I've never met a designer before. I'm gonna see if he'll rate my fit. I think that'd be pretty funny. But first, coffee. If you're in Calgary and you're seeing any of the art that's making it in these videos, shoot me a DM or leave their handle or something in the comments. I'd love to know who they are. I'm gonna research them, but I think it would be a fun Easter egg hunt if you find out who they are and then tell me. Came outside Kadiki. This is Hatham's design studio. We're gonna hop in, see what goes on. Okay, that was super cool. So Hatham, super nice dude. First time taking him into the studio. I thought he was gonna give me like a tour and I was gonna bring my camera in there, but he said something really cool. He's like, he wants the mystique and the mystery of the studio. I thought that was so fucking cool. We live in a world that has like so much access to everyone. Look at me filming everything that I do. And he wanted to keep the mystique. It's kind of like how, you know, the coolest part of Batman is the fact that he has this mystery. Like, you know, Batman doesn't let anyone into the Batcave. You know, you got to earn it. So it was really cool. But what he did say is he rated my fit. He gave me a perfect 10, obviously. Said I wore brown on brown and blues really well. But I'm gonna get something custom made from him and he'll let me show the process. I'll see if he'll let me leave a little link or something down there. It's about 1:15 here where I'm at in Calgary, and I'm just doing like a little midday reflection on my day. And something that's been coming up recently, at least over the last week, is just how grateful I am. So I thought I would just share a little practice that I do for gratitude. These last 3 days have not been hard for me to find something to be grateful for. But sometimes it's really hard for me to find something that's grateful for. And I wrote a blog a while ago, 25 journal prompts to help reconnect with yourself. I usually do this sort of exercise once a year. I don't do all 25 prompts, but it just takes you through the who, what, when, where, why of things that you can reflect on. I'm just going to ask a few questions and show you how I would go about how you can use these if you're struggling with or you want to explore being grateful. So the first question comes from the first category of who questions. And the question is, who in your life makes you feel most like yourself and what is it about them? I love doing this because there are people in your life sometimes that are unexpected and sometimes people in your life who are expected, but you might take for granted. Who in your life makes you feel most like yourself and what is it about them? One of my favorite things about my group of friends and my family is they allow me to have this space to completely be myself. I spend a lot of my time in the outside world, even in business conversations. I always feel like I'm masking and wearing some other mask. And I just think it's really important, at least for myself, to find the people who are grounding me, really respect and appreciate them. Re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. The second type of question is a what question. And as I was going through this, I was looking and it was the first one that popped up, but what thoughts have been taking up the most space in your head lately? It's that time of year where winter is ending and spring is coming up. And I notice that it's really hard for me in this moment to be present. And that's because I'm so excited for the summer that my mind is kind of already living in the future. It's already planning, but winter hasn't quite ended. So there's this feeling of desire that I just can't obtain. And so, what thoughts have been taking up the most space in your head lately? I really just like to think about where am I at and are these thoughts helping me? Do I need a little bit more patience? Is it okay to plan? And really, just generally, how are they making me feel? I really find that this one is just a great way for me to kind of come back to the present. There really are no good thoughts or bad thoughts, but it's just a nice way to sort of reset and think where I'm at and where my mind and where my thinking is at. AKLMNOP. The next type of question is a when question. And the question is, when did something small make a big impact on you and what happened? I'm not going to go through what the small thing was here, but I just wanted to talk about why I love this question. A lot of the times when I'm looking for reasons to do things, I'm often looking for like big monumental moments. And when I look at when did something small make an impact, I can almost pinpoint all of these little tiny threads. And when I put them together, they make a big impact. It's really cool to see how my past, even just earlier in the week, how something really small changed the outcome of my week, whether it be something that, I consciously did or something that unconsciously happened. It's also neat to look back and think, as I've been doing these vlogs, I've been noticing that I've been taking a lot more adventure and a lot more risks. And I'm trying to think of a time in my life when I did that a lot. And it wasn't since I was in my 20s when I did that. And I was so happy and so carefree. But I just think it's really cool to take a look at all these little things and what was going on? Why was it going on? Was it something that you could control? Was it something that you couldn't control? Maybe that's one question. Whoa. The next type of question is a where question. And the one that I chose is, where do you feel most at ease and what makes that place feel safe and calming? This one I find really interesting because I have anchored places. So there's my home or the home I grew up in with my parents. But the thing I often notice when I ask this where question, I'm such an extroverted, community driven person that I think of who, and I know it's a where question, but it's usually where my friends are. And I'm about to go on this trip, hang out with my friends for 6 days. I don't really vacation a lot with my friends. Everybody is married and has kids, but I get to go somewhere else
with them, and we get to explore things differently. And yeah, so sort of lets you think of like where it is again. Like I said, there's like anchor positions. So my home, and like why is my home? That's where I feel the most safe. That's where I feel the most sort of eclectically introverted, if that makes sense. Baba Black. I saved the biggest one for last. This is the why questions. This is arguably one of my favorite questions ever to think about and ponder on. But why do you care about the things you care about? What values are underneath? I'm not going to dive too deep into this one because I could honestly spend forever, but I just think that's such a fascinating question to ask myself. Why do I care about the things that I care about? What values are underneath? Oftentimes, especially now, sometimes you set out for goals and achievements, or maybe it's for exploration. Why you're doing things that you're doing make sense in the moment, and eventually they no longer make sense because as times has gone on, you've grown, you've developed, you've evolved. And looking back as to why do I care about the things that I care about, I often find that it is the values underneath. One of my favorite things is I can recognize change, how important change is, how important change is necessary. And there's a little bit of grief sometimes of giving up the thing in the past, but a little bit of excitement for the thing coming in the future. It's unbelievable right now. I'm done just about everything I have to do. So I'm going fishing. All right, back at the car. Couldn't catch anything, but that's it for today's video. Always remember, I'm Jeff Turner. Remember to take care of yourself, however that looks to you.